Hey there, I'm Brittany Bryden, and as I record this video, I live in Canada and we just got a huge dump of snow. So I just spent 2 hours shoveling my driveway and my body is feeling it. So that being said, we're gonna do a class that's really for me. And this will be a really nice one to open up the chest, the shoulders, the side body, everywhere that I am personally feeling a little crunchy after spending so much time shoveling snow. The only thing you're gonna need today is a strap, and when you have that, and if you don't have a strap, you can use a belt, a long towel, anything like that will do as well. So let's get going. You're gonna place your strap just off to the side, lower down onto your hands and knees into a tabletop position facing the front of your mat. Your shoulders are over top of your wrists, knees hip distance apart, and let's warm up with some cat-cows. You're gonna pull your chest forwards on your inhale, send the tailbone up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, press the tops of the feet on the floor, flex to the spine, and round, take your gaze towards your belly button. We'll do that again, send the chest forward, send the tailbone up. Round and push away from the floor. So you're gonna work with your breath, and then feel free to explore with this. So maybe it feels really good to add some movement through the ribs, through the hips. Think less about, am I doing this right or wrong, and more just listen to your body. How does the spine feel? Is there an area where there is some resistance? And if there is there a movement that you can do to get some blood flow happening in that area? Release some tension. One more round. And bring yourself to center. So your left hand will be on the floor in line with your sternum. Reach your right arm forwards and do some big circles with your right arm. So you're reaching up, back, down, and forwards. And then move your hips with the arm. So your hips go forwards and backwards. One more. Next time you take your right arm up, open the chest to the right, thread the needle, right arm underneath. Head and shoulder down to the floor, lean into your right shoulder, come up onto your left fingertips. Your left elbow will face the ceiling. Press your right arm into the floor, and then draw your left shoulder away from your ear. Now make sure you're not rolling everything over to the right side. You want to press evenly through your knees. Oof, this feels good. Take your right arm back up towards the ceiling. Set your right hand down to the floor. Starting with your circles on the other side. So left arm's gonna reach forwards, up, back, and down. And again, you're moving your hips forwards and backwards with the arm. You can rotate your chest with it as well. And next time you reach your left arm up, turn your chest to the left. Take your arm underneath, thread the needle. Down on your left shoulder. You're on your right fingertips, right elbow up towards the ceiling. Press your knees on the ground and draw your right shoulder away from your ear. Take your left arm up. Set your hand down. As you send your hips back, stay on the knees. You're going to walk your hands towards the front corners of your mat and lower your head down to the floor. You can stay right here or lower your elbows down. Bring your hands together in prayer. Bring your hands between your shoulder blades and walk your elbows forwards another inch. As you press your elbows down, think about bringing your armpits closer to the floor rather than just pushing your ribs down. And then as you come out of that, set your hands down. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back for downward dog. So in your downward dog, you want to lift your hips up to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Pedal at your legs, bend one knee, straighten the other, and just walk it out. Walk your feet forwards towards the middle of your mat. Separate your feet nice and wide, so bend your knees a lot, ragdoll. Let the head drop. Hands can stay on the ground. You can also take your hands and reach for either elbow, relax around your neck, and add a little sway. Oh. Release the arms down. Keep your knees bent as you roll yourself up to stand. Once you come to the top, grab your strap. You can stay facing the front or you can turn to face the long edge. It's totally up to you. We'll do some shoulder flossing. So you're gonna take your hands wide on the strap, and it's like you're trying to rip the strap apart. Then take the strap up towards the ceiling. Take it all the way back and tap the strap to your glutes. Then bring the strap back up and over. And you're just gonna explore on your own. So you can move laterally. You can add some rotation into it. You can play around with the distance between your hands. You can make it wider, you can make it shorter. I like to take a few breaths in the areas where I really feel some restriction in before I move out of it. Then take the strap up and over. All right, so now take the strap behind you. So the strap, your hands will be shoulder distance apart. So you don't want them wider on this, you want them shoulder distance apart. Fingers wrap around the strap, thumbs face forwards. You want to bend in the elbows, bend in the knees, fold forwards, bring your chest towards your thighs, and then take your arms up and over. Oh, this feels tight today. Then from there, you can stay center, or you can rotate your chest from one side and then over to the other. Keep the knees bent. Bring yourself all the way up. Just drop the strap off to the side. Make your way to the front of your mat. Take a nice big breath in. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, bend the knees, hinge from the hips, and fold forwards over top of the legs. Bring your fingertips to the shins, lift up halfway, lengthen your spine. Set the hands down to the ground and step back into downward dog. Roll forwards, bring your shoulders over top of the wrist, set your knees down on the floor so your knees are behind the pelvis. Bend the elbows, lower yourself all the way down to the ground through chaturanga. Once you're in your stomach, cactus with the arms. So your elbows are bent, palm of the hands are on the ground, and if you look at your elbows, they're either in line with your shoulders or they're a little bit ahead rather than behind. You're gonna keep the forearms on the ground, forehead on the floor. Lift your right leg up. Then bend your right knee, roll over to the left side. You're gonna tap the foot behind you again. Both forearms are on the floor. Bring yourself back to center, straighten the leg, and lower your right leg down. Left leg lifts. Bend your knee, roll over to the right, tap the left foot behind you, and make sure you're not pushing your ribs forwards. Back to center, lower the left leg down. Right leg lifts, bend the knee, roll over to the left, tap. Back to center, lower the leg down. Left leg lifts, roll to the right, tap. And center, lower the leg. This time right leg lifts, bend the knee, roll to the left, ground the foot behind you. Leave the left arm where it is, walk your right hand closer to your chest. You're on your right fingertips, elbow to the ceiling. As you press your fingertips down, draw your right shoulder away from the ear. This might be a lot with the right foot behind you, so if that's the case, just bend both knees, so stack your right knee on top of the left. You want your focus to be around the front part of the left shoulder, not forcing the foot behind you. And I don't know if you can see that on the video, but my left shoulder is not dropping towards the ground, so you don't want to internally rotate here. There should be space between your left shoulder and the floor. Roll yourself back over onto your stomach. Set up your other arm, cactus with the right. Lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, roll over to the right. You're on your left fingertips, elbow up to the ceiling. Either stay there or you're just going to stack the knees. Roll back onto your stomach. Feet are a little bit wider than hip distance. Press the tops of the feet on the floor and interlace your hands behind the back. If that's not available, you're going to grab the strap that you have there. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the head, lift the chest, press the feet down. And then you're trying to lift your hands off the glutes and send your knuckles back. Lower down, drop the strap, child's pose. So take the hips back. You can take your knees wide or bring your knees closer together. You want to flex the spine as you fold forwards over top of the legs. Take a nice big breath in. Exhaling out. Roll forwards in a table. Take your right leg back, tuck your toes under. Rock your weight forwards and backwards. So every time I go back, it's like you're trying to drive the heel back. You create a kickstand. Turn your left toes to the left side. Drop your right heel down to the center of the floor. Take your right arm up towards the ceiling. Then reach your right hand towards the front of your mat. So your bicep's going to frame the ear. Take your gaze underneath the right arm and find that nice long line from your right fingertips to the outside of your right foot. Try not to send your butt back. You're trying to bring your hip bones forwards. Lift off the left hand. You're going to come all the way up and reverse it. So your right hand's going to come to the right leg. Reach your left arm up and back. Windmill your hands down to the ground. Square your hips off to the front, set your right knee down. Take your left leg back, tuck your toes under. Start by rocking your weight forwards and backwards, driving the heel back. Create the kickstand, right toes to the right side, drop your left heel down, reach your left arm up, bring your hip bones forwards. Take your left hand, reach towards the front of your mat. Bicep just above the ear, take your gaze underneath the arm. Anchor down through your left foot. Come off the right hand, lift yourself all the way up, and reverse it. So left hand to the left leg, reach your right arm back. Windmill your hands down to the floor. Set your right knee down. And then swing your legs forwards, lower down to your bum. And lower down to your back. And bring both knees in towards your chest. So the hands below the knees, just rock side to side. Maybe you prefer a happy baby shape here. If so, you're going to grab the outsides of the feet, your knees are wide, and continue to rock. Set your feet down on the ground, wider than hip distance apart. Arms into a T shape or a V shape. And your knees will just rock side to side. Next time your knees fall to the left, you have choice to stay in the shape that you're in now, or you can stack your right knee on top, or you can hook your left foot on top of the right thigh. If you have your foot on top of the thigh, watch so you're not putting a big back bend through the spine. I want you to think about tucking your pelvis under a little bit, and you're sending your right knee forwards and down. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little out of breath. Shoveling really took it out of me. And then changing sides. Take your knees over to the right, whichever variation you chose. Bring yourself back to center. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Lift your chest towards your thighs. Give yourself a big hug. And then let it go. Take the legs long. Bring your arms down to the floor. I highly suggest you take a few moments here in stillness. It was an honor to guide you through your practice today. I hope to see you again real soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day. Be humble, be kind. Thank you. Namaste.